guys, it's your boy Coded99 again, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have with me Isaac and Morayo. She's also known as Mo, Ebumide, and Maranatha. Okay, so we have an important topic to talk about today, and this topic is trust in relationships, right? And so I know that most relationships are based on trust, and some people come into relationships with trust issues, and then that affects how the relationship lasts and how the relationship goes. But today we are trying to dive into it and to see their perspective on trust in relationships. So my first question to anyone who is willing to answer is, what is the common thing that happens nowadays that makes people lose trust in relationships? Ladies first.
Before then, I'll just say that when you talk about trust is not only about someone being unfaithful to you, but also it has to do with how secure do I feel when I'm in a relationship with you as well. Okay, I would say that maybe if the partner cheats, cheat is a common thing, but for me I would say if my partner maybe gets involved with my friend, maybe they have sex together or something like that. Or I could also say that maybe when a partner is not being transparent, you're with me as your partner and you can't use your phone in my presence. You see me coming by, then you turn your phone, or you can't even impute your password in my presence. You can't add me up on social media, post my pictures and all of that. And again, probably you can't even introduce me to your friend. Hey, what are we doing?
You don't feel secure, yeah.
Exactly, you don't feel secure, and I don't trust you.
Okay.
Personally, for me, I think the biggest factor, I would say. And for me, it's the biggest factor because it sort of encompasses other factors, is communication. That's the biggest thing that affects relationships, most on the trust level. If there is poor communication, then you probably start keeping secrets. You probably start lying. Once you start keeping secrets, yes, the next thing is just to start lying. If I feel that my partner is not very open to me about things, I would start to sense is this person hiding something from me? I'll start sneaking around trying to figure out what exactly is going on.
She said something that I would like to pick on a bit. She said, if I can't check your phone, or if you see me coming and then you turn your phone around. So would you allow your partner have access to your phone? On the level of transparency.
I don't know. I mean, there's nothing to hide if you can check my phone. I think that if two people are in a relationship, there should be that level of openness and transparency.
I just think there are a lot of things that should be discussed before marriage. Let's look at marriage or maybe partnership or something. And things like going on each other's phone shouldn't be a problem.
Like she said also. But at the same time, I also think that there should still be some kind of privacy. Not total privacy, but there's an extent to which you would go to check stuff and all that.
If someone says you can't touch my phone, then that's a trigger, that's a red flag. Even if there is nothing you have on your phone, but you think it's your privacy, now you have to be able to explain it to your partner.
I mean, if you're checking your phone is not foiled by your insecurity or any of those things, then fine and good. But if you are bent on trying to find something, investigate, because you feel like there's something somewhere when there's nothing actually, then there's a problem in that, right?
The partner is not going to have time every time, but to check the phone, the partner is not jobless. But if you have nothing and you're doing that, then it sends a warning to this person.
So for me, if it's a direct question to me, I mean, I think that if I'm in a relationship with somebody, that there's a level of trust again, or there's a way we interact, and we've built that relationship that I might not really care if she goes through my phone or not, because I mean, there's nothing to hide, and I should be open and transparent. But the intentions matters a lot. Right? Matters a lot.
I think people should be able to be open to talk about these things, so you know what you're getting into. So you can't say, "Oh, that's not a problem," and then you get into relationship and it becomes a problem. Okay, why did it become a problem? I've been doing those kind of things.
I like the fact that you went towards that place. I'm going to just poke on you a little bit. So let's assume your ex and Y is your partner, and Y cheats on you. Are you going to start poking around on his phone, checking his phone, just for things, just to get more information or whatever? Are you going to do that?
Well, for me, before, I'm X and Y. So, for X, well, come on. If Y, who is my spouse, cheats, and I realize that, I'm going to confront you. Like immediately. I'm not going to make it a big deal. But first, I already have my trust. The building in that trust has to be broken.
Would you prefer, for instance, I invading your privacy or I talking to you about it in the first place? Which one? I mean, if she goes to your phone and then use your finger when you're sleeping.
Very, very good question. I think that before it gets into that stage of wanting to check my phone, use my fingerprint or facial recognition, I think that's a bit too extreme. We're in a relationship, for crying out loud, right? We should be able to talk things through. If you notice I'm giving you some shady vibes, you should be able to come to me and say, bro, what's up? What's happening? Why? I don't understand. Let's talk about it, right?
It will be more of defensiveness and rage. Because most likely at that point in time I will be asking like, why, what effrontery is that? Who gave you the right to check my phone without my permission? And that can then quickly escalate.
As the guy in the relationship also, I should be able to, which unfortunately most times when those kind of issue happens, people don't really fully come out. But I mean, I should be able to, if there's nothing, I should be able to tell you, see, there's nothing, you have nothing to worry about or all that stuff. But I think checking my phone,
I think the best thing is if you have any kind of doubts, don't go sneaking around. Just ask.
Talk about it.
It's hard.
See, the problem is most times some ladies, not all ladies, some ladies have like insecurities, right? And sometimes these are insecurities that they brought from other relationships, and you bring it to this relationship, and so you have that trust issue, right? See, even if you're in a relationship as a girl, even if you have trust issues or you're insecure, even if you're in a relationship with a pope, right, you will still suspect that something is happening when nothing is going on.
But still, even if yes, I will suspect, right? But there's nothing wrong with me like doing my own internal investigation.
FBI.
Of course. If I'm suspecting that my spouse is doing something, it's hard to just walk up and say, "Is there something you want to talk to me about? Is there something you want to tell me? I'm having these suspicions." It's hard because you know that there is a very big probability that a person will just flat out deny and start covering up all the tracks.
I would say, to some extent, if it's really something that you really, instinct tells you that, no, this guy is cheating on me, right? Of course, maybe I would say, okay,
invade his privacy.
Invade his privacy to some extent, because that's not supposed to be happening, right? But I believe that before you go that far, you should be able to have been, you should talk it through.
We'll definitely have a conversation, but I would still do my own side investigation.
She's not leaving that topic.
About it.
I think the best thing is to just ask. And then if at the end of the day you find out everything, you have a genuine reason to say, yes, I've totally lost trust. Right? So that's my thinking. Yeah.
When I asked what are the common things that could cause trust issues, she mentioned if a guy cheats on me, she personalized it immediately. About you, what would your partner do that would make you lose trust in them?
as a person or as two people in a relationship, you guys have some values, right? You have some things that you prioritize, you know. This is, for me, for instance, I won't want to, I don't, if I'm in a relationship with you, you should be very straightforward with me. You should be honest, right?
I'm just someone who doesn't like dishonesty. I just believe you could do other things than lie. Just being sincere. Like, why don't you just lie?
You know, why lie in the first place? You know, I have this high regard for honesty and, you know, and straightforwardness, right?
If I sense that, yes, there's some, you're just not being open, you're not being honest enough, then you won't, it's not like you lose trust just in one go. It's a gradual process. Sometimes it could be over the space of months or years, but then once it just starts eroding away. So for me, there's not one particular thing that will make me lose trust in someone. It's a series of events, and so it's impossible, in my own opinion, to then say, oh, yes, if you do this one particular thing, then yeah, I'll lose trust in you. Okay.
I think that it should be about values, what we value. Of course, if you value loyalty, if somebody comes around to cheat on you, right? It totally kind of just breaks everything. So it's what you guys value, and that should be clearly communicated, right, in the relationship. And so even if you're tempted to do something, but you remember that, oh my God, if I do this, no, it will be nice. So you kind of just stay back and don't do that, right?
Okay.
So for me, that's just
okay.
what I have.
So basically, values, whatever values both parties uphold. Okay, makes sense. So another question is, how easy is it for people to get back the trust in relationships, and what can they do? For you, cheating is a
deal breaker.
Yeah, it's a deal breaker. So if your partner cheats on you, and let's say you decide to forgive the person, I don't know if you would forgive the person, but let's say you decide to forgive the person, how easy is it for that partner to gain back your trust, and what would you want the person to do to gain back your trust?
Wow. Well, if you cheat on me, it's going to be really, really hard. Like, love lost is like, to get it back is going to be really tough.
Trust is earned like in chocolates.
Oh boy.
Cooked away in big measurements. A bucket is filled with droplets of water. So just imagine how long it's going to take.
In a situation where, okay, yes, we have to like compromise and let everything slide. Firstly, you have to tell me every goddamn thing that happened, A to Z. I want to see the script. I'm going to get every single detail. You don't have to tell me, you have to show me. Even if I know the person, I don't know the person, I want to see the pictures, I want to see where you went to, I want to see the chat, I want to see everything.
How long will that go?
For that moment, I don't want to see it because, of course, I have a lot of questions in my head that I can't answer. And for the next 1 month, you have questions. Like, I keep asking you questions. Bruh, when you guys went to my sushi, what did you do? Did you hug her? Did you do this or that? So you just have to tell me everything, every details. I want to see the charts. I want to see the pictures you took. Like, I just want to know.
You will earn that trust.
Oh boy.
You will earn it. I'm sincere. It's not. I'm not going to make it a big deal. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to be wicked to do that. But I also have to go to counseling, go, I don't know, see a psychologist, see if I'm married, to see a marriage counselor.
I have a love language. You just need to like work on that. If you know it, it's fine. Just work on the love language, and if it's gifts I want, just keep buying me gifts as much as I don't want to know. Yeah, and also for me, I'll just say that I would like to go for a therapy session because it's going to be really tough for me to get over it. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Yeah, I've been in before, so I know how it went. It's going to be really, really tough. Yeah, I think a therapist will also
makes sense. I like when you said he has to give you all the details, but then there is the saying that what you don't know.
I want to know. I actually want to know. So whenever I have the questions in my head, then, but rather if I don't know the details and I have questions in my head, I get upset at you sometimes, and you don't know where it's coming from. I just get upset because I remember I have a flashback of a particular moment, something happened, and I just have a flashback. So if you should tell me all the answers, everything I need to know, then I think we're fine. I can move on easily that way. But without that, I can't move on easily. We just keep going back and forth and keep going back into the same discussion all over again.
There are some times when it's impossible to gain trust back.
True.
There are some times like
It
that.
will always come up.
It's not at every point in time that you can say, oh yes, let's try and work things out. It's better to agree to disagree in some cases, and then everybody just go your separate ways. I've hurt you enough, you've hurt me enough. Let's not continue that. If both people really know what they want, understand what needs to be done, right, then you can just talk things through.
Okay.
Sit down and have. It doesn't matter how difficult the discussion is. Have that conversation.
Okay.
People will cry. Yes, at least one of the two people will cry. That one is definite.
Or both of them.
People will cry. People will feel betrayed and all that. But yes, you can always work things out.
She answered, it's not going to be easy, basically, to gain back the trust, and then the partner has to be basically like totally transparent. So now, picking from your invasion of privacy, let's imagine you cheated on your partner, and then your partner is Murayo demanding that you have to be completely transparent. So would you actually allow her to be completely, to completely invade your privacy? I mean, check your phone. If she asks questions, she can take your phone, open it, and check stuff.
Well, I would say that if I truly love her, right, and I truly want to win her love back and her trust back, that means that I have automatically lost my privacy, right? That means that
I like that.
my privacy is the sacrifice I have to pay for breaking her trust. Right? Key point is, if I'm really sorry for what I did and I really want her back, right? Then I would. In fact, she's the one that holds, how do they say, the yam and the knife.
Are you single?
So basically, I mean, it's normal, right? If you break that trust and you really want to come back, you have to make sacrifices. You have to consider, but there's a but, right? After you do all those things, you open up and all that, you still have to be. That's why I asked her, like, for how long will these kind of things go on, right? I mean, at some point, I will believe that you will be okay with you'll be okay with all the sacrifices I've made, right? If after a while you are still having those issues, those insecurities, you are questioning me for everything, even when I have showed beyond reasonable doubt that I'm a changed man. I feel that, like, communication, just just being transparent. Of course, why won't I? Why won't I do that? Definitely allow
But on
you.
that note, like, okay, let's say we are using both of us as an instance. It won't actually exceed to some extent. There's going to be a limit to it. That is why we're seeing a therapist, or maybe I'm seeing a therapist, like, to get over everything and to heal myself from it. Of course, there's
I like
going to
that
be a
point.
time.
Yeah.
You have to talk to someone to help you.
Yes. And this is what some people miss, actually, that part. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
When you mentioned people coming into relationship with baggages and all, so how can you, I'm coming for you too on this note, how can you help a partner that comes into a relationship with trust issues?
To be very honest, I might not even let her come into the relationship with trust issues. She has to drop the baggage first.
First thing is, the person must be ready to admit that they have those issues, because that's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
As they say, a problem shared is a problem solved. But if you're not ready to do some self introspection, then it's impossible for you to sort of want to change. It doesn't matter how much people talk to you and tell you things. You would say you're just saying your own.
I believe that before you get into a relationship, right, there's no point rushing into it. You guys should have been able to maybe build friendship at some point, and then you would have noticed one or two things, observed stuff, issues and all that, and then could find a way to, try to help each other.
If you admit it, then let's discuss. Let's talk about it. What exactly led to you having these issues? Just be as open as possible. Share everything, right? And then if I'm in a relationship with the person, and the person opens up about their past, I then have to try my best to make sure that I don't do things that trigger these things again. So I have to be sort of responsible for the person while watching the person heal, while watching the person grow.
I think that again, we have to see a therapist or talk to somebody, right, that can help. We have to seek help. I mean, if I really want to be with this person, and I think that this lack of trust or insecurity is actually causing a lot of trouble, right? We have to talk to someone. We have to find help. We have to seek help.
Right. And so it's for me. It's always a two-way street. I have to do some bits, but the person also has to do that bit. And then we always have to talk about all these things.
I mean, I'm just thinking, like, if you bring that lack of trust or insecurities into a relationship, it's going to be very catastrophic. You're going to have issues every time. See, a relationship should be something you enjoy, right? It should be it should give you peace. It should give you calmness, right? It shouldn't be what you are always fighting and struggling and issues every day. You should find peace or calm in a relationship, right? So if you're not finding that, then what's the point being in it, right? So, and if you know you want to enjoy it and you still want to be with that person, you have to seek help. You have to talk to a therapist. You have to, seek advice, and just try to figure things out there. That means as a guy, I need to have a lot of patience. Right?
Okay. Now I'll now twist it. What if you are the one with the trust issues? How would you actually help yourself?
If I'm the one with the trust issues, I think I would do the same thing. Now, I know that if I'm the one with the trust issues, I'll probably not be as open as possible. I'll probably not talk a lot about the things that have gone on with me. I will be expecting to see first some things in the other person before I can start being more open.
Firstly, as a person, if I'm going into a relationship with a lot of doubts, I need to work on my mind. Hey, this person should not suffer for the past relationship I'm coming from. So if he's going to suffer for it, then there's not going to be a relationship. So before even going into it, I need to work on myself.
I will be very, very laid back to some extent. I'll just be watching your every move, watching your everything you do, which is not necessarily a good thing.
Yes.
Because it will just make me extremely paranoid. And you don't know what can happen. But I think the best thing is speak to someone. I would speak to someone. If I'm able to admit to myself that I have those issues, then I'll speak to someone. It could be that person that I'm in a relationship with. It could be someone that people will consider an expert.
Firstly, I need to just let the person know what's up with me and the kind of trust issues I have. Just being open to the person. And personally, I just need to work on myself, probably talk to someone like a counselor and all of that. And also the person really needs to help me. Part of the communication is I need you to help me so we can make this thing work.
The best solution, as far as I'm concerned, is to make sure that you try to heal before getting into a relationship.
Sure.
It's hard, yes, but you don't know what the person you're getting into a relationship with is carrying. You don't know the baggage the person is also carrying.
True.
So what if I'm getting into a relationship with someone who also has trust issues? Then it's
trust
compounding. Voila. So the best bet is try to work out your issues as well before you then end up dumping it on someone else.
True. True. That makes sense. So, you guys have been in a relationship before, yeah? So, how did you know your partner trusted you? I think you can. How did you know for certain this person trusted me?
That's a good question. Well, I mean, the fact that there's freedom to do what you want to do, and I was in question about every single action I took. Like, where did you go? What did you do? Who are you? Who were you with? You know. I mean, to some extent, there was. I could just be me.
So the way he talks to me, the way he communicates to me, the way his attitude towards me, the way he projects me towards other people, how he acts and how he treats me.
I would just say that I was transparent, like really, really transparent. I can say anything. I can share anything with you. I can say anything with you. And for me, I am someone who is this. I have a lot of male friends, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like it just happens to me. Like it's not so easy for me to get along with female friends at some point. So okay, and this person knows that okay, this person is a male kind of person, and I just have to accept it. So firstly, he accepted, and the transparency was there. I always say every goddamn thing. Like I don't get
any guy will check you.
Yeah, I said it as well.
I am a guy with a lot of female friends, so my partner already understands that okay, this is how he is with these people.
I've been kind of lucky, I would say. Maybe it's luck. I've never really been in a relationship with an insecure person. Shout out to all my girlfriends.
I think pretty much things we say to each other, right? The way we act around each other will tell. Right? Yes, I know. For one, based on the way we act around each other, the kind of things we joke about, right? If you can joke about trust issues, for instance, without the other person getting offended, right? Sometimes that's
true. True. I think I agree.
We understand each other to that extent. So yeah,
I know my partner trusts me when she's been vulnerable with me, in the sense of you can tell me some things that not everybody knows. That means you actually feel secured in a way to actually share those things with me. If not, you wouldn't actually share with me.
Yes. Another thing is, for instance, I can pick up a phone, right, and she doesn't feel like
exactly.
And she does the same thing on my phone, and I'm not like, would you put down my phone? What's wrong with you? You know, those kind of things. I have access to her phone. I can easily unlock her phone. She can easily unlock my phone.
True.
Say goes for everything, whether it's your WhatsApp or your bank account, whatever. You know, it's that's the ice of trust.
That's even action speaking louder than the word itself.
Yeah, but
that
the
I
moment
trust
I pick your phone and I already see the situation, then there's something different already, and you have to actually account for that action. If I didn't see anything,
yes, trust is not all about relationships.
Sometimes
it's fine. Money is involved.
Yeah, right.
Do you have a gambling attitude?
In a relationship,
kind of things, you know?
Or you love to just you love to give. You love to give. And you know many things.
Santa Claus.
But anyways, that is all for today, and I really thank Ebumide and Maranatha for being here with me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys, for sharing your thoughts. It has been interesting to have both of you. And Isaac, shout out to all Isaac exes.
I don't want to.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to you. You know yourself. Sure.
Thank you for making it the man he is. And as usual, until next time, make sure you keep your soul beautiful. Peace out.